Grimes misfires. Look at those numbers in terms of the three-point shooting. The Cavs are a scorching 7 of 9. Niang looks for 8. Got it!
Is one of 8 field goals, and the Jazz go inside to Sexton Capella. Watch him. He'll be on the boards all night long. Inside out.
Here at Oregon. Duck on duck cry right there.
3. Matching up Markkanen on Terry Rozier, 7-footer on the 6'2" Rozier.
No, the double sends it out to Sexton. This is the 3. Sexton has it for Utah. Markkanen, good D by Jokic. He's sliding defensively well. Juzek.
Memphis was completely out of sorts on this end of the floor. A lot of that is because of the commitment and what the Thunder are doing. And just being a step ahead. Also playing physical.
With C.J. McCollum says he'll continue to handle the scoring as he did the last time these teams matched up. Kennard drives underneath the bucket. McCollum averaging 31 a game on 56% shooting against the Grizzlies. Kennard works his way around Messi. Shot clock down to 7. Payne gives way. Jaren a corner 3. That's
the Bulldogs, and the way they play, it makes it so tough to try and get from behind. Not only just as far as them running that clock, but they're just so successful in that offensive end. They make it so tough defensively too. That's what's impressive. You don't see too many college teams that play both ends of the floor as well as the Bulldogs do.
Jackson, a couple of early baskets already for the Bulldogs. He attacked
back home. Game time here in Portland. Off we go on another Miami Heat NBA adventure. In the hands of Hawkins. Leans in on Sharp and score.
He won to 7 on that Sunday night, and then Monday against
came up big.
Yeah, and then you had, of course, big performances by Kyle Lowry in that game.
Serge Ibaka
against the Jazz. Here's
kind of a 6-game trip for Brooklyn. Early touch for Potter on the outside, picked up by Simmons. Here is Collier, top recruit in the country out of high school a little over a year ago. 1 year at USC, 3 ball, 2 strong, rebound.
Out too far on the floor. Defensive purposes, Edey takes advantage. Şengün drives and
last game against the Orlando Magic, Lauri Markkanen went 4 for 10 from the three-point line. I like the fact that he took 4. He's averaging 3 a game.
Mobley was still trying to figure out how Klay Thompson didn't foul him in the previous play. He hacked him like 5 times on the arm. Karate chopping him.
Garland steps into the corner and
Slightly is all you need sometimes, like in that instance with Denver.
Here in the second quarter, the Thunder 10 of 18 from the field.
Speaking of cool games, I know one I happened to catch was Kelsey Reynolds at work in a game when Ronnie had his G League career high, more than 30 points.
Mobley has had a block taken away. He had 5 at one point. He now sits with 4 as Garland goes to the baseline, finds Mobley, good.
Put other 4 pieces around him that maybe aren't quite as good at that specific trade as him, but they look a lot better because the star of it is out there on the floor. So their defensive star, and they have a lot. They're elite. They got a lot of guys that can defend, but the one who's a little separate than
defense as well. They certainly missed him over this, and they had that 3-game losing streak. Isaiah Joe.
That's been remarkable what the Thunder have been able to do with haven't really had a healthy.
Oh, because you don't get to push.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you can't tie in a game anyway, so pick him, you can't push, but
got it.
Regardless.
Year number 1. Positionless basketball is what he calls it. Hear a lot of that around different parts of the sport at different levels. Shot clock at 5. And the deep 3. Short.
Someone who's been playing really well and aggressive, getting inside.
15 points per game over his last 10. Nice dishes.
Been very good from distance on the season at over 48%. Good pace early in this game as Shea getting his spot.
It's just been a great place to watch a basketball game. And here's Merrill. He'll swing one off to Niang. Now it's Tristan Thompson. Oh my, Thompson to George, who floats.
Bryce Sensabaugh on the floor, the catch and shoot.
NCAA tournament because it's unconventional to go against.
But this is a tournament team and a team that I think they can do damage once they get in.
Our Mike DeCourcy has him as a 5 seed currently. Albury winding down the clock. Now starts the motor. Acrobatic. And just off the front.
All right, Stephanie, we start the second quarter. Indiana trailing New York by 1, and that will you
and the Celtics are just, I mean, after that first really slow start, they've been shooting the ball really well. 7 of 9 from 3 in this second half.
After they were 8 for 25 in the first half, Tatum got his hands on it. Bruce Brown recovers, finds Jamison battle. He's got a
season. He's 6 feet 10. He has excellent perimeter skills, and he's toughening up with each game experience. Sexton, short.
Well below where he's normally shot throughout the course of those first 5 years.
Claxton on a give. Martin shot it well in the first.
Yeah, for Porzingis, rip screen to a post up.
Bulls come in 20 and 27. Play the
City and Cleveland. Daniels came over in a trade from New Orleans. And now Barlow, former San Antonio.
Guys have stepped up at different times, as they did last night in Charlotte, with A.J. Mitchell and Aaron Wiggins stepping in that starting lineup.
Wells, first shot, no good.
Minus means
Okay.
plus works in the other direction.
That's fantastic, John. Wow.
You're just learning. We'll work our way into this. Here's meanwhile Barrett. He'll find.
Sa klupe, Noi je dobro već napunio koš protivnika. Na brzinu trpao 9 od ovih 19.
Here in Como, they're trying to win their 13th consecutive home game at the Zoo. Missouri has led throughout. Vanderbilt trying to get it back into single digits.
Tyler Nickel has not had many good shot opportunities today. Edwards of a carryover to tonight. Rockets coming off a 135-112 win Tuesday night at Washington. Rim.
Here's Davis, first time.
Characteristic for Orlando.
Well, I like the defense right now on Carroll and also Wagner.
Only shot 5 of 19 against the Timberwolves, but hit 2 key shots late to win the game for the Grizzlies.
The Rockets elected to go under that pick and roll. Let's see if they stay with it.
And Morant shooting about 30.5% for the three-point line.
Love their stuff. It's got a lot of stuff. We're tied at 27. We head to the second quarter. 3-ball falling for the Blazers. 6 of 10. Avdia leading the way with a dozen. SGA with 12.
And the Nittany Lions underway. Coming off a game last week against Ohio State and Ringside Rec Hall. They played so many close games in conference. That one was not.
Niederhauser was crucial in establishing a rhythm for this team.
Vidjet ćemo da li je ostavilo traga na crno-belima. Prvi napad imaju žutu crnu. Marko Gudurić, Serta Šanli, Artur Žagars, Nigel Hayes Davis i Bonzi.
In company with, and it's some of the best names in the history of the NBA.
Well, you know, and he's still getting better. He's one of those guys who's just continuing.
Because of the way that they started the game, they had their defense in front of their bench, the Grizzlies' defense in front of their bench, and they had
Defense, and they're playing small, so that's a little bit easier to rotate to and get to open players.
Pull up by Casey. In the country, he's one of the best players in the country. They played without him for a month.
After the game Friday, Rick Pitino called him a lottery pick. Ashworth.
We got to button up this. What are you thinking?
I think you like how you played early in that half.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Oklahoma's had a hard time defending.
Cijenjeni gledatelji, još jednom srdačan pozdrav. Krenulo je drugo poluvrijeme utakmice Fenerbahče Panathinaikos.
The talent, but developing the talent. I think you're right on. It's usually, you know, the team that finishes tops in the league, and that coach is always in the running. And then who are the others exceeding expectations?
Carr's got 4. What a game here at Rupp this afternoon. Sears gets a look.
Chris, this Florida team can beat.
forced 19, so can they make that 20 here this afternoon?
Capital City, one of the better three-point shooting teams in the G League, 38% this year. But in
NCAA tournament, they had to settle the NIT and got to the finals.
Yeah, it was an incredible story, Josh Schertz, when he came in, and Robbie Avila, that's what we talked about.
Rest assured it's coming, and Curry will find a rhythm. It takes one shot for him. We saw it the other night, Dave, you and I here in this building. He made one shot against OKC, and then he had 6 points for the Hornets. Brandon.
Sharp on the move. It's picked off by Haywood Highsmith. Highsmith zigzagging and waiting for help. Haywood hoists from 3.
Commodores trying to cut that 4-point deficit down a little bit more. Oh, that's a good look. Nickel
come up in terms of what you miss most from Karis LeVert being out of the lineup.
That's right. You were just expecting to be a good 6 man that runs through.
Without foul.
They do have a foul to give, but don't want to get into that position. Jalen Williams. Difficult shot in the paint.
See if they are refreshed to come out here with some pep. Big 3 are all juniors for Purdue. Trey Kaufman Randall playing inside, and the 2 there in the backcourt. Fletcher Laurie with the ball right now, and Braden Smith.
That action right there, zoom action, Iowa really worked on that. Covered it this first time pretty well.
Lawyer had that.